Hello, in this video we will take a look at how do we insert a column, set a value in the newly inserted column, and how do we delete the column in an Excel file using import Excel module in PowerShell. If you have not gone through the previous video, I would highly recommend you to go and watch how do we install the import Excel module and how do you load the Excel file at first and then resume from there. Alright, now we already have a handle on our Excel file. As we can see, we have our Excel file here. Let us just change the file that we would like to work with. Let me also show you the Excel file. Here's the Excel file where we are calling it as employee data. We have sheet 1 and we have sheet 2. Alright, in sheet 1 we have some records and in sheet 2 we have only 3 records. Right, so let's close this. And now let's first get a handle on the worksheet in which we would like to insert the column, right? So let us first get the Excel worksheet, and the way we will get an Excel worksheet is to use the Excel file dot workbook dot worksheets. You would like to pass on the name of the worksheet. This is how we have got a handle on the specific worksheet. We would like to add the column into the sheet 2. Alright. After this, we will have to define where we would like to insert the column. Right. So it's more about column index. So we'll call it as column index to insert. So let us first understand the columns that we already have, where we will insert the column. So it's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. The 8th one should be gender, so that the 9th one would become city. Right, so let's close this. Let us first give column index to insert, that's number 8, and how many columns that we would like to insert. So for now we would like to insert number of columns, we would like to insert 1. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start adding those columns into the worksheet. So that's the Excel worksheet. Let's copy that. Let's put it here. Dot insert column. As we can see. Now in the insert column, we'll first have to define our parameter. That's column index to insert, where we would like to insert. And then number of columns, how many columns we would like to insert. Once we have added the column, we can add the values into that column. So how do we actually insert the values into that column? So let's go ahead, grab the Excel worksheet again, and now we will call it cells because we want to set the value into cell. First we'll have to set the header. We haven't set the header yet, so it is always the first row. So we'll say 1 column and then the column index to insert, because that is what we want to set. So we'll call it column index to insert, and then dot value equals to gender. All right, so now we have set the header, and similarly now let's go ahead and set the values. So cells, now we'll use number 2 because now we will be adding the values from the second row onwards. The first value was the header, so it's going to be same dot value. It's male, and then let us just copy this. Let us paste it here. We'll call it 3 and female. Now, as a part of a best practice, since we have used Open Excel package, it's always good to use the Close Excel package. And then let us apply the Excel file. All right, now let's go ahead and test that. Let's hit run, and as we can see, we haven't got any error. So what this means is we should see the new column inserted to sheet 2, and also the values should have been set. Let's go ahead. Let's click on employee data, and as we correctly see, we have a gender added to the sheet 2, and after the country what we wanted, and then we also have 2 values set for the 2 rows in a newly added column. All right, now let us see if we have to remove a column. How do we do that? in PowerShell. Let's just save this for now. Go back. And let's just get rid of all of this. Now let's say we would like to remove the specific column, so we can take a handle of the same worksheet. Now we can use delete column, and we can supply the index of the column that we would like to delete. So that's number 8. That would delete the column which we just added, which is gender. So let's go ahead and run that. As we can see, we haven't got any error. So what that means is we can expect the gender would no longer be there, and indeed now we don't have the gender column in the sheet 2. So I hope this simple example helped you to understand how do we insert a column, how do we set the values to the newly inserted column, and how do we delete the newly inserted column from the Excel file in PowerShell. I thank you for watching the video.